The Gleaner understands that over 33 illegal guns have been seized so far Wednesday and over 700 rounds of assorted ammunition in an ongoing operation. The weapons and ammunition were intercepted in a shipment of barrels at a wharf in Kingston. The count is ongoing, up to press time. A Irwin High School student has been seriously injured after she was hit by a bus on Wednesday. The incident is said to have occurred in the vicinity of the school, and the young girl received a number of injuries to include broken bones. She was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital by an ambulance connected to the Jamaica Fire Brigade. The student is said to be undergoing surgery, but her condition is currently unknown. Detectives in St. Catherine have arrested and charged 27-year-old Kamai Ellis, otherwise called Meta, of Chinatown Central Village in the parish following an incident at his home on Sunday, November 10 of this year. Reports are that at about 11:30 p.m., Ellis and a woman were at his home when an argument developed. Ellis then allegedly used an AK-47 rifle and fired a single shot, hitting the woman to her left foot. She was subsequently taken to hospital, where she was treated and released. Police investigations led to the arrest of Ellis, who has been charged with wounding with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition after a question-and-answer interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. The Linstead Police in St. Catherine are investigating two incidents, which left one man dead and another injured in the Time and Patience community on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 34-year-old Nicholas Campbell of Wallen Housing Scheme, Time and Patience District. Campbell, who is of an unsound mind, was found suffering from gunshot wounds about 11 p.m. That incident followed the shooting and injuring of a tractor operator during a robbery. It is reported that about 8:13 p.m. the victim was at a shop in the Wallen Housing Scheme when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants. The Linstead Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the incidents. The police have confirmed that 3 people were shot, 2 of them fatally in Bog Hole, Clarendon, late Wednesday evening. The deceased have not yet been identified, but the police said the third individual is being treated in hospital. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are still unclear, but unconfirmed reports are that the shooting stemmed from a relationship dispute. More details to come.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness last week signed 4 contracts for work to start on the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to our Road Network Spark program. It is between the government and China Harbour Engineering Company Czech, the successful bidder on the project. Work is set to begin this month, and the contract packages are scheduled for 2 years, with another year for defects liability repairs.
Package 1, Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Thomas. Package 2, St. Catherine and Clarendon. Package 3, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland and Hanover. And Package 4, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary and Portland.
Prime Minister Holness says all the processes have been completed without compromising any established guidelines for good fiscal management, anti-corruption and transparency.
This is something to be celebrated. We have undertaken this massive project in record time and with full compliance.
The project will be headed by the National Works Agency.
They will be supported by teams of engineers, consultants, and other technical professionals. So we expect that there will be sufficient oversight of the work of the contractors.
The Prime Minister also reveals that the first constituency in the corporate area to see work done will be the St. Andrew Western, and the first in rural Jamaica is Northwest St. Elizabeth. During Thursday's contract signing, a Spark website was launched, on which persons can find a governance framework that was established for the project and approved by Cabinet. Declaring the island's road condition a national emergency, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced an allocation of $2 billion for immediate maintenance. It will involve the patching and restoration of roads that are high-volume traffic areas, as well as critical connection points and economically sensitive roads.
There are 21 Grade 1 contractors. The NAA will use the various methodologies approved for emergency procurement to engage those Grade 1 contractors to mobilize them right across Jamaica to get the patching and reinstatement of roads to drivable conditions done.
The NAA is to supply Cabinet with a list of main roads for work to begin immediately. Providing a safe living space for 3 residents of St. Catherine through the new social housing program was a priority for the Prime Minister last week. Receiving a 3-bedroom unit was former Councillor Baron Hibbert of Kitson Town after fire engulfed his home, leaving him depending on relatives for shelter. Odenike Smith, who went through a traumatic event that left the family home life unstable, is another beneficiary. So too is Andrea Hill, who broke down retelling her painful story before getting to this point.
We're very pleased that we're able to facilitate a transformation in your life, and especially in time for Christmas. Yes. And I'm sure all of Jamaica is celebrating with you and very happy for you, and see that you are genuinely deserving of this benefit.
Also on the Prime Minister's agenda last week was the mobilization of works for a state-of-the-art community cultural center in Olympic Gardens. Construction of the $127 million multipurpose building is being financed by the Chase Fund, and the work is projected to take place over a 9-month period. Dr. Holness says further upgrades to the complex will include a playground for children and a paved multipurpose court.
So this entire area will become effectively the community sports center and civic center. That's the plan for the entire area.
Other developments for the community include a sewer project and a 20-room golden aged home. Closing out the week, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness affirms the government's deep appreciation for the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. Dr. Holness says the nation is grateful for their service and commitment to building a safer Jamaica. He celebrated with them during their annual end-of-year cocktail event.
The police say one of the suspects implicated in the murder of Corporal Christopher Smith on Friday night was arrested at Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston on Wednesday. The police say his identity is being withheld as the investigation continues. Smith was fatally shot during an armed robbery at the Texaco gas station located at the intersection of East and Beechwood Avenues in St. Andrew. The 47-year-old corporal, who was attached to the Kingston West Division, was off duty at the time of the incident. Reports are that about 10:54 p.m. he unknowingly drove onto the scene of the robbery at the gas station. One of the 5 armed gunmen immediately approached his vehicle, opened the driver's door, saw his firearm, and opened fire at him. The policeman was shot, relieved of his firearm, and the men escaped in a vehicle resembling a taxi. Members of the public assisted Smith to the hospital, where he died while receiving treatment. The robbers held up some of the pump attendants outside and took cash. They also held up and robbed the cashier inside.